Hello, Mori here, and in this video we'll be going through an entire revision of the updates and changes made to Eldritch Kingdoms Chapter 1, the Tombstone Citadel. First of all, let me just say that I am beyond thankful to every single one of you for your support, constructive criticism and feedback throughout this entire process. I also want to apologize for the game's long absence from the Game Crafter's platform due to minor issues. I could not have made it this far without you, and while this game is a passion of mine and a tribute to my favorite TCGs ever, it is also very much yours, and I continue to work and develop it for you guys, so thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything. While absent, the game has gone through a few changes after some feedback from various sources, including Kudo-kun, whose channel you should definitely check out, the people who voted on the starter deck's art test a while back, and your comments on the game's various social media platforms. Don't worry, however, for the changes are not major, but did help refine the experience in my honest opinion. Keep in mind that I intend to go through every single update made to the game, no matter how small. I believe keeping you guys informed of every aspect of the game is extremely important. With all that said, let's begin. The banners or background images for the shops have been updated in order to feature two of my favorite designs. Although one of my personal favorites is Sir Julius and Chester, I opted for two designs which would better convey the Lovecraftian theme of the game. I want to thank whoever suggested this idea to me during the starter deck's art test. The packaging for Chapter 1 has received some minor alterations. For example, the packaging for all three products in Chapter 1's lineup has been modified to include the game's Tumblr page for more info. In terms of rarity ratios, booster packs have received a slight modification in content. Kudo-kun made an excellent point in his review of the game, stating that having 15 common cards, 2 rare cards and 1 very rare or champion card felt disproportionate and unfair, and after some analysis I agreed with him. Offering players such a small margin of rares and very rares felt very unfair, and I do sincerely apologize for this ratio imbalance. For this reason, I made it so booster packs now include 10 common cards, 7 rare cards, and 1 very rare or champion card. Obviously, this new rarity ratio also applies to booster boxes. I hope you enjoyed the new rarity ratio for Eldritch Kingdom. The Rulebook version 1.0 has received some slight updates and a few rules have been clarified. First of all, an additional sentence has been added to the trap spell cards section, explaining that you can only activate one trap during your enemy's turn. Next, an additional clarification has been added to the tips and other rules section, detailing that while each player starts a duel with 20 cards in their hand, during the duel one can have as many cards in their hand as they want, for there is no cap to the player's hand. Finally, the glossary has been expanded to include certain key abbreviations which are used in some of the updated cards as well as in future expansions for the game. After some revisited playtesting for some cards in Chapter 1, I decided to make some slight adjustments to a few cards to tone down their effects and present a more balanced experience. The Embalmer Heavy Combat card and the Tombstone Medallion Instant Spell card both have a sandbag effect. These cards' effect descriptions have been refined so that they cannot be abused, since players can have 3 copies of each card in their decks except for champion cards, of which they can have only 1 in their decks. The Wall of Flesh Heavy Combat card has a block effect which has been toned down to be more balanced. Now, when placing a Wall of Flesh card in your field, your enemy cannot place any close combat cards with a base attack higher than 4 in their field. In relation to the issue with the sandbag effects of both the Embalmer and Tombstone Medallion, as well as future cards with said effect, the Mind-Gelding Horror Champion Heavy Combat card's champion ability has been refined as well, to tone down the magnitude of its champion ability. Also, the flavor text for certain spell cards has been enhanced to increase legibility. As an added bonus or incentive to Chapter 1's relaunch on the Game Crafter's platform, I decided to add 6 new cards to Chapter 1, bringing its card total to 86. These are all ranged combat cards with various effects, and they are all bishops of the Tombstone Church, the men who took the wrath of the gods from its crash site within the Citadel and into the lower chambers of the church to study it. These premium cards belong to the Chapter 1 set, however, they are numbered differently, ranging from 1 to 6, followed by a star icon next to their ID number to identify their premium status. Chapter 1's first free DLC, the card list, has been updated in order to include the premium cards section. There's also a new downloadable file added to Chapter 1's DLC lineup, the Azure Mist poster, featuring some of my favorite designs in the game's first chapter, as well as the Wrath of the Gods right in the center of the composition, expelling its blue vapors. All of Chapter 1's DLC is free. You can download the Chapter 1 card list, the piece of the map of Teneril, and the Azure Mist poster whenever you want, without the need to purchase any item from Chapter 1's lineup. I hope you enjoy. Finally, I should probably mention the changes in pricing. This was another angle Kudo-kun suggested I change, and I did drop the price down before taking the game off the Game Crafter's platform. However, due to certain issues with PayPal, I took the game off the Game Crafter. After thinking carefully about wanting to share with you guys this passion project even if I am unable to profit from it directly, I decided to put the game back on the platform. I also decided to drop the price for each product in Chapter 1's lineup significantly, making it far more accessible to everyone, so I am very happy to present my game to you guys with as low a price as I can. That's it for all the updates and small changes made to the game. I sincerely hope you enjoyed. This game and world are made for you guys to explore and experience. Before I go, I want to thank yet again each and every one of you for such an amazing experience. Special thanks are in order for everyone who participated in the art test, Kudo-kun for his constructive criticism and insight, Chris from Mindflayer Games for being amazing, everyone who supports the game in any fashion, and last but not least, you for watching. As always, if you have any doubts or questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. We'll meet again in these ruined lands.